In a press briefing by the Director General of Military Operations, Lieutenant General Rajiv Ghai has given a lot of information about Operation Sindoor. He has stated very clearly the damages caused by India on Pakistan, of which it has been stated very clearly that more than 100 terrorists have been killed in the surgical strikes which have been conducted on 9 terror bases in Pakistan. Then along with that, in the cross-border firing also, nearly 35 to 40 soldiers have died on the side of Pakistan. And he also stated that nearly 5 soldiers on the Indian side and multiple civilian casualties have occurred because of the cross-border shelling. Over and above this, it has been very clearly stated that the nature of Indian attack, under Operation Sindoor is primarily immensely restrained. And he also said that the Indian actions are measured, non-escalatory and focused. And Pakistan only got what it has given. It means that whenever they conducted a raid or attack on India, in proportion we have retaliated against the military bases in Pakistan. And he also stated very clearly that Indian objectives have been achieved in Operation Sindoor, and many important terrorists who were involved in terror strikes and attacks ranging from IC-8142 to Pulwama attack have been neutralized in the attacks. And along with that, the Indian Navy also stated very clearly that we were completely operationally ready for any escalation. And along with that, there has been a clear-cut statement that if you hit, we hit. And if you stop, we stop. This is the statement that has been given. And definitely, after yesterday's 5 p.m. Ceasefire undertaking, so Pakistan conducted some ceasefire violations and there is no clarity with respect to the retaliation by India. And along with that, so it has been also stated that Pakistan tried to launch a ballistic missile at Delhi, which is called as Fatah-2 ballistic missile. And this missile has been countered by the S-400 system or Sudarshan Chakra system of India, and the missile that has been launched by Pakistan has been downed at this place which is called as Sirsa. And it is being reported that Indian government has used its supersonic cruise missile BrahMos. In fact, BrahMos is a joint production of Russia and India, and it has targeted multiple military bases in Pakistan, and the damage has been substantial on the Pakistani side. And the usage of BrahMos and the punitive attacks by India on the military bases of Pakistan is what forced Pakistanis in order to make or sue for peace with India, that led to ultimately the ceasefire. The newspapers today have reported about Donald Trump's announcement of ceasefire and US mediated peace on his social media handle Truth Social. He has used words like common sense prevailed in his Truth Social tweet, and there have been questions raised about whether US played a mediating role or a third party role in the dispute between India and Pakistan. In fact, the American president claimed that the American diplomatic community has been in touch with both the countries for nearly 48 hours, which ultimately led to the peace deal. Even J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio have stated that they helped India and Pakistan arrive at an understanding. In fact, J.D. Vance went a step ahead and stated that the peace negotiations are going to be conducted in a neutral third territory. But this runs counter to the Indian stance that the Kashmiri dispute between India and Pakistan should only be settled bilaterally. If you look at the background of this bilaterality, in 1947, when Pakistan illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, believing in the international norms and morals, the Indian government reached out to United Nations in 1948. And the United Nations, without considering the issue of Jammu and Kashmir on ethical and legal considerations, based on the selfish interest of the superpowers, have internationalized the Kashmir issue and passed a resolution called UN Resolution 47. And from then on, every party which got involved in mediating between India and Pakistan tried to work for their own advantage rather than for the advantage of peace. This made the Indian government move away from internationalization of Kashmir issue. In fact, after gaining a substantial victory against Pakistan in the 1971 war, the Indian government made it very clear that from now on, we are not going to accept any international mediation, and whatever dispute is there between India and Pakistan, it has to be settled bilaterally. But Pakistan has always tried to internationalize the Kashmir issue. That is the reason why the Pakistani Prime Minister thanked Donald Trump after he claimed that he mediated the peace, primarily because in any dispute, the weak party always wants third-party mediation and the strong party always wants bilateral settlement, because the bilateral settlement would be much more advantageous to India rather than any international mediation. Stray dogs have become a threat to mankind. In fact, you heard it correctly. The stray dogs of India have, in fact, bitten nearly 22 lakh people over the past 1 year. In fact, they also caused multiple rabies-related deaths. We see that the stray dogs over the past few years have become a threat to the kids and the old age people in the streets of India. And apart from threatening mankind, the stray dogs have recently also become a threat to the ecology of India. Yes, it has become a threat to the Indian grey wolf, which is already an endangered species, and along with being an endangered species, it is a Schedule 1 species under Wildlife Protection Act. An Indian grey wolf, which is considered to be an apex predator in the grasslands of India, today is at the face of extinction, all because of stray dogs. The primary reason for this is, if you observe, the Indian grey wolf is a genetic ancestor of the stray dogs of India. And the stray dogs, they have recently, in fact, become a competitive species to Indian grey wolf. They are hunting in the same areas, they are scavenging over the same species, leading to very less availability of food for the Indian grey wolf. And along with that, the stray dogs in large bands can also attack and kill a Indian grey wolf. And apart from killing the Indian grey wolf, one more important threat the dogs are causing is this virus which they are spreading, which is called as canine distemper virus, which the Indian grey wolves are not immune to. And apart from this canine distemper virus, there is also some interbreeding between the Indian grey wolf and dogs of India, leading to the emergence of some hybrid species which in fact are not disease resistant, and along with being not disease resistant, they are not actually grey wolves and they have only some characteristics of the wolf. And this way, the Indian grey wolf population is reducing rapidly and they are being replaced by the stray dogs in the grasslands of India. The Indian government has created some wolf parks or sanctuaries in India. One of them is the Bankapur Wolf Sanctuary, which is present in Karnataka, and the second one is Mahua Dandr Wildlife Sanctuary, which is present in Jharkhand. So these are the two wildlife sanctuaries. One is Mahu Adanar and the other one is Bankapur. So you have to remember that. The Registrar General of India has given a report called Sample Registration System Report. This report, it pertains to the year 2021. In fact, the report is the largest exercise of sample survey that is conducted by Registrar General of India, and this survey, it typically registers the number of births and deaths which happen in a particular geographical region, a particular state and a nation through sample survey. And sample survey is very different from a full-fledged census operation, because the sample survey is going to just collect some randomized samples across the country, and based on that it will make some estimates about the number of deaths, the number of births, the total fertility rate, the marriageable age and so on. But the census operation, which is conducted every 10 years, is a much more detailed exercise where there will be no projection. It will be based on the actual population statistics. And this Registrar General of India's sample registration system is conducted annually, and the report for 2021 has been published recently. And according to this report, the total fertility rate of India has come to 2.0. In fact, the total fertility rate is nothing but it is the number of children who are born to a woman over their lifetime is called as TFR, that is total fertility rate. For a woman in her lifetime, how many children she had is the TFR, and currently the TFR is 2.0 for India, which is less than the replacement level, that is 2.1. And in the TFR calculations, as usual, Bihar has become the state with the highest TFR, which stands at number 3. Okay, then when it comes to the states of West Bengal and Delhi, there the total fertility rate is just 1.4 years. And apart from that, the sample survey has also stated very clearly that the mean age of marriage in India has increased from 19.3 to 22.5 years for the females between 1990 to 2021, which is a very good achievement, primarily because the increasing age of marriage for women signifies women empowerment. Then along with that, one more important thing that it has stated is the age of working population in India has increased from 53% to 66% between the year 1970 to 2021. So this is one more important statistic that it has given. The age of working population has increased, and along with that, the old age population, that is 60-year plus population, is also at 9% in India today. So these are the important observations which have been made. Just remember TFR, then along with the TFR, the marriageable age, and along with the marriageable age, the percentage of working age population, and along with the working age population, the old age population of the country are the various metrics which are usually studied by the Registrar General of India under its sample registration system, which is an operation conducted on the basis of sample collection and projection of the figures. Thank you.